What's up, everybody? How's it going tonight? Sorry, it's been a few days, but last you saw us was the NFL draft. I don't even know if we've gotten that episode out yet because it was quite long. Yeah, I think we were pushing 5 hours by the time we were done with it, so it was quite long and definitely was a little for the weary. Chris Mabry was able to hold out for all of it. So, with that said, we're going to go into some stuff for tonight on the Four Bros radio show. And joining us tonight is, of course, Chris Mabry.
Hey, everybody.
My left from where I'm sitting is Chris Mabry. Below him, you know what? We're going to go Sarge first. Sarge, my longest running partner on this show. How you doing tonight, Sarge?
Doing great. How's everyone else doing?
All right. And you saw him on the last show. He was on for the draft for a little bit. He's on Wrestle Shoot, which is on Tuesdays at 7:30 Central, Casanova?
Yep.
7:30 Central. Gonna have a great show tomorrow. They're gonna have Marty Jannetty on there, a former wrestler. So tune into that. Should be great. But he's joining us here tonight. Welcome to the show, Casanova. It's good to have you.
Thank you. I'm glad to be back.
All right. So tonight we're going to do a little bit like we usually do. We're going to have some topics. Sorry, just sharing this a few times. You might see our cameras go on and off because this is a radio show. So we are, we just talk. Sometimes you don't want to always see this when we're going on and doing that. So again, sharing this a few more times. We're going to go over a couple sponsors real quick. Of course, Suzanne's Paparazzi. Don't forget, she's our longest running sponsor, and now she's with Coast to Coast. And we also have Habits 365, a clothing line. I got some stuff sent in from them. So what they have is they have this really nice shirt. This is one of the things that they have. And it's actually inscribed with Habits on there. I think you guys can see that.
Nice.
That's a really nice shirt. They give you wristbands that says Wear Your Habits. And for our guests, because we are sponsored by them, you guess I have a code for you. You're going to type in the code Wear Habits Welcome 15. That's a long code, but that's the one we're going to use, and that is the one that you will use for the show. And you'll use that, you get 15% off your purchase.
Nice.
All right. Have a couple other sponsors coming up. We'll talk about them at a later time. By the way, we want to thank K&A Custom Crafts. I have not got a sponsorship done for them yet as far as a video, but they are going to handle all of our merchandise, as well as Boot and Heel is going to sell our stuff as well. So all of those, check that out. We'll have some merchandise up. So we're going to start tonight by talking about Major League Baseball. Sarge, why don't you give us an update on those Mariners that you said were going to make a long run into the AL playoffs this year?
Oh, heck. They were number one for 2 days in their division. They're just a game behind. Oakland, they did something that's never been done. They went 0-6 starting off the season and won 12 straight games. So you can't really fight against that. My biggest surprise team so far is the Atlanta Braves. I thought they would be doing better in the NL East, but they're not. They're sitting at 12-16. But the craziest thing that I think of this season is the Dodgers. Their run difference is plus 45. Run difference is runs scored minus runs against. They're at plus 45. The next team that's close to them is the Houston Astros at 32. So that's what's going on, what I see going on with baseball.
Well, I'm glad you brought up the Braves because I was going to go there because we all know that that's my team. And here, I'll tell you what. I'm not a guy that's going to sit here and give you excuses. We have not played good. One guy's played really well. Ronald Acuna was the NL Player of the Month for the month of April. He has lit it up this year. 8 home runs. 8 home runs, 18 RBIs in the first month of the year. He's hitting 374 or something like that. His on-base percentage is over 500. He's got 4 or 5 stolen bases. I mean, the guy's just been phenomenal. And he missed like 4 games. So if you can imagine if he played those other 4 games, it'd be even better. He's played better. Our pitching's been terrible. We have given up. We are on pace to give up the most home runs in Major League Baseball history in a 162-game season. So we've given up a lot of home runs. One thing I will point out, and again, not a guy to make excuses. All I want to do is point this out. I want to point out that we have played 28 games this year, and in this many of those games, we have had our top 25 players on the roster at the same time. So, just want to throw that out there that we have not had our best on the field at all times. So that has definitely helped us. And we just lost our catcher possibly for the season in Travis Darno, who tore a ligament in his thumb. And think about that as a catcher, that's probably a season-ending injury. So that's not going to be
Crucial.
good.
Yeah.
Now, Casanova, I know you're not much of a baseball guy, but when you do watch baseball, who do you pay attention to?
Well, I grew up in the Bay Area, so it was always kind of like, flip-flopping from the A's and the Giants. In fact, I was for the '89 earthquake. It was a battle of the Bay, Oakland A's and San Francisco Giants. But yeah, if I had to pick, honestly, I would say the Giants. Kind of followed them a little bit. I've been to a couple baseball games. It's a lot of fun. It's very, very entertaining. To me personally, I love playing it than watching it. But yeah, go with the Giants.
Yeah, and I'll say that. I'll say that baseball is one of those sports. Not so much football. Football is one that I think is honestly, and a lot of people say I'm crazy when I say this, but football is better to watch on TV because you get all the angles and all the up close and when they're running, throwing the ball and such. Baseball, the experience is to be at the ball game itself.
Exactly. Beer, hot dog, just enjoying the experience. And like I said, I've been to a couple baseball games and they've been a lot of fun.
Yeah, baseball's definitely the at the stadium game, I think, for sure. You get a chance to catch a baseball. I've been to a few games and it's really fun. So, Chris Mabry, why don't you give us an update on the Texas Rangers?
I think we had like a 5-game or a few-game winning streak. We're bottom of the barrel of the AL West, and things aren't just going too well at all. Seems like pitching is not doing that well. Injuries, just, I guess, normal baseball stuff.
Yeah, that's the normal Rangers for you. I mean.
Yeah, no, I agree. They do good and then they fall off, and then we do good, then we fall off. But
yeah, definitely. The Rangers are one of those teams that for a couple of years, I actually rooted on them to win the World Series when they were in there for a couple of years in a row. Back in the Josh Hamilton days, back in those days, and when Nolan Ryan was the GM there and kind of put that team together, and he did a great job as the GM for sure. I'm not sure why they decided to move on from that.
I think he left. I think he left out of that he just wanted to.
Yeah, I mean that could be. And as we all know, the former president of the United States, George W. Bush, at one time did own the Texas Rangers, so there was that as well. So a couple of shout-outs here. Brandon Herrera, thanks for watching. Brandon's, as you know, an analyst. Randy's watching as well. Gamerboy11011, I'm not sure who that is, but hello to you from Twitch. Brandon has said Buxton was the AL Player of the Month, and yes, Buxton for Minnesota. AL Player of the Month, and I don't think anyone else even came close to that, to be honest. And Brandon did point out that baseball is the 3 Bs, beer, ball, and babes. But let's not forget that, because there's nothing better than taking your lady to a baseball game. They enjoy it too. I know mine does. So we actually have it cool here. We have a single A affiliate now. And Adam Barber, we'll get to that question in just 1 second for Casanova. We have a single A affiliate now for the Seattle Mariners here in Eugene. It's the Eugene Emeralds, a short season single A affiliate. So we get to go to those games. They have $5 Thursdays. Like, you get in for $5, and then you can get like a beer and a hot dog and an ice cream for $5. So it's pretty nice. We take the kids, and it gives us some professional baseball here. So that's kind of nice. Right up the street, you got the Kaiser Volcanoes, and then you have So that's all around here. Just because it's not Major League Baseball doesn't mean it's not good. There's an old, I believe it's Alabama. Country band that sang, we like our beer flat as it can be. It might not be Major League, but at least it's AAA. They sing about going to a baseball game, so that's kind of a nice time. So Adam Barber wants to know, Casanova, who is your favorite baseball player of all time?
Wow, my favorite baseball player of all time. Well, I mean, I'm from the Bay Area, so if I had to pick, I would go with Mark McGwire, Bash brother himself.
Now, I know there's a lot of controversy around whether Mark McGwire should be in the Hall of Fame, but Casanova, I'm sure you remember this, and I know Sarge does. 1998, the summer of baseball, the summer that
It was a good
baseball
year.
came back. Yeah, I don't care if it was steroid ridden. I really don't. That was the best year I've had of my entire life watching baseball. Watching the home run chase with McGwire and Sosa and even Griffey Jr. for a while.
Yeah.
That was the best summer I've ever enjoyed watching baseball. Like, I would try to get home on time to watch the game. And I can't say that I've ever done that before for baseball. Bud Selig did a great job with that. Take the steroids aside, like, that brought baseball back to America. And then, Selig retired, and unfortunately we got Manfred. And everyone thinks that Goodell is bad in the NFL.
No.
Oh.
Goodell is like a superior commissioner to Rob Manfred. Manfred is terrible.
People
So-
say he doesn't like baseball, but
Well, he shows it.
He shows he doesn't like. I'm
Oh,
agree
yeah.
with Sarge. I mean, Chris, I don't know, Casanova, I don't know how much you know about last year when they had the shortened season because of COVID, right?
yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember that. Yeah.
They kept pushing it back, and at one point, the players' union even came to him and said, "You tell us when to show up, what day to show up, and where to show up, and we'll be there to play."
Yeah.
And he was still like, "Well, I don't know. We got some things to sort out." It's like he didn't want them to come back and play, and so you're talking a commissioner of a league who doesn't like the game he's commissioning. It's insane. I don't even know. We need to get rid of Manfred. Fire Manfred. That's what I'm all for.
Wow.
Couple up
Yeah.
on the cut. Yeah. And Brandon said, yes, it was Alabama. The name of the song was Cheap Seats. Look that up if you haven't. It's actually really good. It has a lot. It's all baseball. All baseball stuff in there. So let's do that. So that was our baseball update. Sarge, where were we going next?
I think we're going to grade some draft picks since the draft happened over the weekend. I think that's really a good place to go.
Yeah, so I will tell you that I think the team that bombed the draft the most is the Philadelphia Eagles. I gave them the worst grade of any team out of the 32 because I don't think they picked for need. They picked for name, recognition. I'm not really sure. Devontae Smith, yeah, you need a wide receiver, but who's going to throw him the ball? Jalen Hurts? Is that really who you're running with for the season?
Right now, yeah.
Yeah, and you didn't get any offensive line to help Jalen Hurts, so I don't really know what's going on in Philadelphia. I don't give them a very good grade for their stuff. My second worst grade is actually my team in Green Bay, because I'm sorry. You have this saga going on with Aaron Rodgers, which I'm not getting into tonight because that could be an entire long show about that. But I will tell you this. You're trying to win this guy back and bring him back to Green Bay to be the starter this year. You have an opportunity to do that in the draft, and what do? You pick a cornerback. You pick a defensive back when you have the number one defensive back in football, in my opinion, in Jair Alexander, and you have guys on the other side that can hold their own as far as coverage goes. You bombed. You got him a wide receiver in the 4th round that happens to have the same initials as him and the same last name. But yeah, I don't understand what you were doing, Sarge. What was so being a Carolina fan, what would you give your team for a grade?
I would give it a solid B. I was kind of hoping that they would go for Slater on that first round, just to beef up that O-line with Donald there. But I got to give it a B. Got Horn. I was happy with it. One thing that the Panthers did miss is actually addressing the defensive line. So that's where I have to give them that solid B.
Okay. Okay. I mean, that's fair. I think that's a very fair grade for the Carolina Panthers. I think they got some needs. Maybe not hit all of them like you're saying, but they did do a great job. You're right, Adam. It was third round. It doesn't matter, third round or fourth round. They didn't do anything to keep Rodgers anyway. So,
Yeah. No receivers. Come on. I mean, that's that's what they need. The Packers.
So
what about
let's
that
go.
Seahawks pick, though?
Seahawks.
Yeah, they only had 3 picks.
I know.
But they keep trading up or down.
Yeah,
or
they do a
just-
lot of trading though. I think that in the end they'll be a better team. I think they made some, and I heard today that they're linked to Richard Sherman coming back possibly. I know the guy's 34 or 35, and I know that, and I know he's not the player he once was. But think about that veteran leadership in the locker room. We've talked about that before. Like that can help just as much as on the field. So let's go down
Good
to
point.
Casanova. Let's ask Casanova what he thinks his team, his hometown team, the Cleveland Browns. Am I right? That's your team?
Yep, yeah, that's my favorite team. I think they got an A, to be honest. For the first time in years, they actually were drafting for depth, and I think their first 2 picks in the first round, they got a shutdown corner, which they needed because they have some injury issues on the cornerback staff, and then the linebacker, which was a surprise to me. And I gotta read his name because his name's like so long and I can't remember it. But Jeremiah Owatu-Koramoah, and he was supposed to be
Wasukormora. Yeah.
Wasukormora, yeah, supposed to be a first round pick, and he fell in the
Yeah.
second round. And Cleveland traded up to get him, so he's gonna be a starter from day one. And then the other picks, honestly, they're great for depth. I mean, when someone gets injured, these guys can step up. So overall, I give them an A. I think they hit all spots in the draft.
Yeah, and I would say, and so real quick, before we get to Chris Mabry, because I do want to hear what he has to say. I really do. Even though he's a Cowboys fan, I still want to hear what he has to say.
Me too.
But I have to ask you guys, did we not all sit here and call it when we did our mock draft? I know we weren't part of this, Casanova, but we called this on the Cincinnati Bengals. We said they needed to get offensive line to protect Joe Burrow, and
I
what
was
did
there.
they do? They
They
went
didn't.
after Jamar
Yeah.
Chase because that's what Cincinnati does.
Yeah.
And that's why, again, they will be at the bottom of the division in the AFC North because they did not do what they needed to do to better their team. And are we all in agreement with that? Like, Jamar Chase
Yeah.
is a talent. No doubt is he a talent. But I don't think that should have been their pick at all.
He's not gonna get the ball because Burrow's gonna be down. I mean, he's gonna have another knee injury. I mean,
No.
protect your guy. And that's
For sure.
They dropped the ball on that one for sure.
Yeah. Chris Mabry, go ahead. You got the floor. Give us the Dallas take on everything.
I feel like they did okay. I mean, we picked defense. I think 6 of our 10, 11 picks were defense, which we really needed to get, considering it wasn't that well last year. I say it's a B minus. I'm not sure about the talent yet because they haven't been on the field, but at least we got defense, which we really needed.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I
Yeah.
think that's a fair Cowboys assessment. Is a B minus. I thought you were going to come out here and say an A plus, and they ran the draft like they run every year, and they're going to win the Super Bowl because of their draft picks. So very good on your part, Chris Mabry, to not say that, not sit here and say that it made him an automatic contender because we know it didn't.
That's the
No.
new code. That's the new code phrase for that. We're gonna win the Super Bowl. Just go low key. That's the new way to do it.
There you go.
True.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, Randy, you said a B. I know. I'm surprised you didn't say an A, to be completely honest. But I think B minus C plus is pretty good for the Cowboys. Now, Brandon Herrera says that the Vikings were given an A by the experts, and I think that that's a way too high of a grade for the Vikings because you know what they didn't do? They didn't solidify the quarterback position, and they have Kirk Cousins still coming into this
Yep.
year. So if they had done that, I think that maybe that would give them a better grade, but they didn't do that.
I have to disagree with you on that one because they got Kellen Mound from Texas A&M, and I consider him a little stud. So he's no Prescott, but I mean he's pretty talented, more talented than what they got now as a quarterback.
And I think too, like for the Colts, they got Ellinger, the Texas Longhorns quarterback. He was pretty good. I mean, not right now, but I can see him starting maybe as a backup.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. To end out the NFL segment, let's just go around real quick. I'll ask you each to give us who you think, what draft pick you think got put in the best situation, and which one got drafted into the worst situation.
Okay.
So, Casanova, I'm going to start with you since you're the guest. Who got put in
Okay.
the best situation? Who got put in the worst situation?
As far as the team, or
No, like a prospect. What draft pick is going to be in the best situation for the team he's with?
okay. Well, I'll go with the Bengals in the worst position. Since they didn't take a tackle, Jamar Chase is going to be in a terrible position. And I guess the best position I would go with is this is gonna be surprising. Well, maybe not so much. Trevor Lawrence. I think he's and they drafted extremely well, all across the board. They got his teammate, running back from Clemson. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. And all their picks, I mean, solid. So yeah, I think Jacksonville's gonna make some noise.
I mean, absolutely. And so Ace is watching, and I got to tell him, I know, Ace, I know what you're going to say right now. Every time we come on here and say Jacksonville's going to be good, they suck. I get it. I know. But I do agree with Casanova on that they got 4 picks in the top 47 of this draft.
Dang.
And so if those all play out, think about that. Think about how an immediate of an impact those guys are going to make. 47 of the best. They got 4 of the best college football players in the top 47 in this draft, and they drafted well, like you said. They didn't just draft some guy because they loved him. Like, they looked like they did their homework and they got the guys they wanted. So, kudos to them. Sarge, what's your takes?
So the team I think got put in the worst position is the New Orleans Saints because I thought they should have focused on quarterback at least because you can't have Jameis Winston as your quarterback for that team.
Yeah.
Use. But the best team that was put in position is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because they got Kyle Trask from Florida in the second round, and I think Brady's going to hand the torch to him, and I think he's going to torch up the NFL.
Yeah. Chris Mabry?
Talent.
I think that Lawrence is in a good position, and Justin Fields is in the bad position, considering that he went to a team that supposedly already has their starting quarterback, and now he's going to be a backup. I mean, that doesn't mean much, but at least for right now, I mean, originally the Chicago Bears was going to have like a competition at quarterback. But then when they got Dalton, they're like, you're our guy.
You make a good point. It's really hard to argue with that point. Brandon, get out of here with that Fields got put in the best and Trevor got put in the worst.
He's jealous.
I get. I can't even believe you're saying that because you're a Minnesota fan. Like that Fields got put in the best position.
Kirk Cousins is good as gone. No more year, he's gone. Sorry.
Maybe it's because he wanted Justin Fields, but
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I guess it'll remain to be seen. But I like what Sarge had to say, honestly. I really do. I know we agree a lot on this show, and everyone thinks, oh, man, they make it boring when they always agree. But I got to say, Kyle Trask, I talked about him before the draft. I said he was a talent no one was picking up on. And I'm telling you, you got put in a great spot. You got put in behind Brady, and you got Bruce Arians as your coach. You got put in a great position into the NFL to transition in. You're going to learn so much from player coach Brady. I'm sorry, we can't just call him a player anymore because he's old enough to be a coach too. So
Yeah.
player coach Brady, and you got Bruce Arians, who's the quarterback whisperer at times. Like, you got put in a great position, and you don't even have to move. Like, you're going
Yeah.
from Gainesville to Tampa. Like, that's not that far. So you don't even really have to move anything. You're right there. You get to stay in your home state where you went to college. Like, that's a great position for Kyle Trask. Adam Barber, I could have been drafted, but I wasn't strong enough, fast enough, or athletic enough, and I could have been a fourth-string Pee-wee punter. Beat that. Yep. That sounds about right. All right. So, transitioning from the NFL, we're going to let Chris Mabry, we're going to let you go introduce this topic.
Alright, the next topic is the wackiest sport. What is the wackiest sport you've seen or heard of?
And since Chris Casanova's our guest, again, you're going to be up first.
I
Putting
put
you on the
on a
spot.
right?
Yeah.
They don't have midget. They don't have midget tossing, right? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so I've heard camel racing.
Camel racing. That's got to be fun to watch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess it could be interesting. And I'll be honest, I looked it up, man.
Does it look like something you'd stop the channel on and watch if you saw it going flipping through the channels?
Well, I'd go back to my first comment, midget tossing. I would watch that, but yeah, I would watch camel racing for a minute. I really would. I'd be like, what the hell is this? So yeah, I'd watch it.
Yeah.
Why not?
So for midget tossing, is it measured by meters or feet?
I don't know. I haven't got that far yet. I'll let you know.
So I don't know. I gotta ask what. So if a midget was like a psychic, wouldn't that be? I don't even know. Because if he was a psychic and on the run, wouldn't that be like a medium at large or something? A small medium at large? Like, I don't even know how that would work. I'm not sure. That's
You got me, man.
oh, let's remember that one. Small, medium, at large. That's good.
All right, take out camel racing. Let's just throw midget tossing. I'm going with that.
Right, midget toss. There we go. They're coming up with some good ones over here. Chess boxing. I looked that one up. So you play a round of chess, and then you get up and box, and then you come back and play chess again. I mean,
What?
yeah, it's a real sport. Wife carrying. We know all about that in the South.
Oh, I've seen that, yeah.
Yeah, you know all about that from the South. Wife carrying again by Adam, and then face slapping. I'm not sure. That's got to be a real thing out there. I have a list of like 250 of these from my old podcast. So
It's like a college game, like a frat house. You know, you're drinking, like playing beer pong or something. Slap me in the face, like that.
yeah, let's do it. Hey, let's get the other frat over here. We'll go against him and see who can last longer.
Yeah,
A drink after every slap.
Right?
there you go. Yeah.
Because I heard in college, like if you can make it where you can travel to other schools and you can get the school to endorse this, it can become a college sport. I did not know that, but I looked that up and it's true. That's kind of crazy. So Chris Mabry, go ahead, man. What's you got for us?
Originally, I didn't have any, but I just looked one up, and it was outhouse racing.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know what it's about, but
I
I
thought
hope he
pretty
doesn't
sure.
use a brown streak.
Yeah,
Just try to visualize that.
that's right. I mean, I'm sure you can do your business while you're going, while you're racing. I don't know. That'd be, man, that's interesting. Outhouse racing. That's a good one. Sarge.
I get ferret legging. It's where you put a
Oh man, I have heard of this one, and I know where you're going. And Casanova, you're gonna be man. This one is gonna make you. It's gonna make you cringe. I guarantee it.
so
I'm
So
anxious
you're
to hear.
so you're wearing pants and you tie it at the ankle and you put a ferret down your pants. You could last the longest.
I'm
The
cringing. dude.
record
I'm
is like
cringing.
12 hours.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
that reminds me of Fear Factor, when they had to have a bunch of bees on them and stand there for as long as they could.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I looked up ferret legging once. I think I featured that one on my podcast. Whoa, that was brutal. Because the world record is like 3 hours or something that this guy lasted with this ferret running around in his pants. And yes, they do scratch and bite those areas if you can think about that. I mean, that's insane.
Oh man, like, who would go through that? It's like it's almost like those jackass shows. They
Right?
Yeah.
How much pain can inflict on ourselves.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, Connie Reed, I completely agree with your comment. And because we're on a radio show, we're not as censored as the other shows are. I will read her comment out loud. So, she's saying without out racing, so is that what they would call a shitty race?
Absolutely.
I guess so. Absolutely. Brandon's saying flay slapping is real. I'm not denying you, Brandon. I bet it is real. You can look it up on YouTube. Here's what I'm going with tonight. So here's what I'm going with. Be prepared for this one. There is a sport that is called the Cardboard Tube Fighting League.
Nice.
Cardboard Tube Fighting League.
So, all right.
This takes no talent, no practice.
Is it jousting, or is that what it is?
Yeah, like you're out there with tubes, and you see whose tube can last the longest before it goes flaccid. That's what I'm told.
All right.
We should have a four pros one though.
Yeah, right. We got to do Cardboard Tube Fighting League on here.
That's one way to recycle.
There you go. Recycle.
Yeah, yep.
Recycle into that. All right. So
That's hilarious.
it's pretty good. It's pretty good for sure. That's a good one. So we're gonna go here, and we're gonna go into our last category. Everybody knows what this category is, because it's how we always end the Four Bros radio show. And Casanova, this time you get to wait and watch how this is done before
Okay.
you get to go.
I'm not putting the spot this time. All right.
We're
Love
not
it.
putting the spot this time. So you will get to watch how this goes. We're going to start with Chris Mabry in the top.
Alright.
So it's going to be rapid fire. Basically, I'm going to ask him 3 questions, and he's going to give me the first 3 things that come to his mind on those questions.
Okay.
It's just a way for our fans to get to know us just a little better. All right. Are you ready for your question, sir?
I'm ready.
All right. What is your favorite superhero and why?
Batman. Because, I don't know, he's like one, well, I don't know if this is factual, but he's like one of the originals. Not the original, but one of them.
Yep. Okay. Let's see. Let's go with what is one thing that annoys you the most?
Car alarms.
Okay, that's a good one. All right. And if you could be a flavor of ice cream, what flavor would you be and why?
Cookie. I don't know.
Oh man, that was probably the best question I've ever had come up with on this one. I got to say that. So Sarge, are you ready?
Oh yeah.
All right. What is one of your weird quirks?
Just me.
Just you. Okay. All right. What is your all-time favorite movie quote?
S'mores? No, I don't want s'more. I meant s'mores. You're killing me, Smalls.
Oh,
All right. All right.
classic.
And where would you go if you could be invisible?
Gosh. I can get in trouble for this one.
Yeah, maybe think about this one first.
Where could
I had a thought, but
I'll go to the brewery. That's where I'll go.
Okay. All right. All right. Casanova, are you ready, sir?
Sure, let's go.
Okay. All right. What is your favorite TV show of all time?
Ooh.
Greatest American Hero.
Oh, good one. Good one. I like that one. On a scale of 1 to 10, how cool are you?
Fucking 8.23.
8.23.
Yeah.
Love it. That's awesome. And that's honest. What is the first thing you notice about the opposite sex? Or the same sex if you're into that thing. I just want to include everybody.
Well, shit. I'm single. They're rack. They're rack.
I like it. All right, they're right. Okay. And hey, we got a watcher here, and I gotta say, Sarge, this is my favorite comment of all time. As Sarge's wife, I 100% concur with his quirks answer.
All right.
That he's just quirky. I love that. I love that. All right. So, Chris Mabry,
Yes.
I'm going to give you a makeup, man, because I just threw that ice cream one out there to see what you would say. You get to ask me a question. Ask me anything you want.
I'm not sure.
Fuck, ask them the ice cream one.
Yeah, there you go. Alright, I'll ask it back then.
Oh, you ask me the ice cream one back. If I could be a flavor of ice cream, what flavor of ice cream would I be? Well, I would like to be a favorite ice cream that would actually get eaten. Because you use the phrase "eat me," and then in this, it would actually work. I'd be like, "Eat me." So, yeah. How about Neapolitan? I'd like to be Neapolitan.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. I think Neapolitan works. I think that's the best one. All right. Well, that was, you guys made it through. You guys made it through. What would it take for J-Mac to shave the beard? A signed permission slip from my significant other, because that is what it would take. Because that's the reason why I have it. I am not allowed to, by the way.
Permission slip. I love it.
Yeah. Brandon Herrera says, I'm married, and I would say rack. So he agrees with you, Casanova. Hell, I don't know anyone right now that wouldn't, because I'd say the same thing. That's kind of always been my thing, to be completely honest. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. But we don't need to go off about racks, because there's different racks. But I'll tell you what, the greatest. So Sarge is. we have a slow pitch softball team. Would you ever make it out this way, Casanova? You got to play on. The name of our slow pitch softball team is Pitches Be Crazy, by the way.
All right.
And the best softball name for a team that I have ever seen was called Saxon Racks. So, for a
I want to
co-ed
watch
team.
that team. I want to watch that team play.
Right. All
Just
right.
saying.
Right. Well, we thank everyone that watched tonight, because, again, this was our debut show on the new network, and it looked like we had a pretty good turnout for the viewers. We can't say enough about this great network and how things are going. Casanova, you enjoying this new network so far?
I'm loving it, man. I got to be on a couple shows already, so I'm just having the fun with all this. So yeah.
Awesome.
Hell
Awesome.
yes.
Awesome. And Chris, how are you feeling about this, man? I know.
I'm feeling good.
Yeah. What would you do if your wife gave you a hall pass for hours? So, Brandon, I was trying to end the show, but now you bring this up. Have you ever watched the movie Hall Pass?
I've heard
It's
of
great.
it.
It's great.
You've seen it, Casanova? Okay. Well,
I
let
was
me tell
married.
you.
I was married at the time, and I'll be honest, I probably would never come back if I had a hall pass at that time. That's another story, another time.
Okay. Oh, by the way, careful, Sarge. I only asked you guys because I'm gonna say that me, if I had a hall pass, I would have all the greatest of intentions in the world. Not gonna lie, I would. But you know that scene when they're sitting at the Applebee's and they order all that food, and then they're talking about what they're gonna do for the rest of the night, and the one guy talks about how he's got to go home and take a shit because they're like, but there's a bathroom here. He's like, no, I'm gonna need to take a bath after. I'm telling you, that would probably be me. I would probably just go out with the guys. We would eat a shit ton of food, drink a lot of alcohol, and it'd be like, you know, bow tie it for the rest of the night, and we're done. Because that's probably how that would go. Knowing myself, go hog wild without them there. Sarge, you can agree with that one. I don't think that one will get you in trouble.
I gotta go with Applebee's. I mean, come on, they got the appetizer sampler.
Right, that'd be great.
It's feeling good in the neighborhood. Come on.
Right? All right. Well, thanks for watching, Casanova. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
As always, thanks, Chris Mabry, Sarge. Thank you guys for being on. We'll be back on in a few days. We can find some more time to do this, but watch Wrestle Shoot tomorrow, 5:30 Pacific, 7:30 Central. I have that time right? Yep. And that'll be on the Coast to Coast Entertainment Network. Don't forget, take the sports out and put in entertainment, and that's what we are. Just like when WWF went to WWE, get the F out. That is what they decided to do, by the way. So, yeah, get that out. So, thanks for everyone who watched tonight. Thanks for all the comments. Chris, go ahead and roll us on out of here, man.